And welcome back to CG Rated Books. How are you guys doing? Yes, we are here for Tag Tuesday. I'm actually doing it on Tuesday instead of releasing it on Tuesday. I'm going to try and have it released by before the end of Tuesday. So this is Tuesday night, but we're here and we're glad that you're joining us. This is the Second Tome Around book tag. I was tagged by Alan from Alan Reads, and I believe the original tag, I think Jenny tagged him, Jenny from Jenny Jables, at Jenny Jables, and the original book tag originated from Bookish Travels. That's Julie over there at Bookish Travels. So we're going to knock this off. This one's kind of easy. It's kind of quick. It's 7 tags, 7 prompts. And what I like most about it is it's one of those tags where you get to know the reader. It's not one of those pick a book, do this, pick one of your favorite characters type deal. It's actually questions about some of my collecting habits. So Second Time Around Books, that's what we're going to do. Second Tome, dealing with, I like to play on words, right? So let's go ahead, before I drag this video on too long, let's go ahead and get into these prompts. So the first one, and I'm just going to go ahead and put this disclaimer out there now. There's going to be a couple of answers for some of these prompts. It's not, some of them aren't going to be just a single answer. So the first one is a book that I bought for its cover. And that was a hard one to pick because I have very many curious book covers that I actually adore them. But I purposefully bought this book, and it wasn't just for the cover. It was, this is probably, you guys heard me talk about this book before. It is Grimoire Noir, the graphic novel Grimoire Noir. That cover is simply amazing. Embroidered, right? Raised print. Check out that, right? Check out the illustration on that front cover with the trim, the whole nine. This book is just, but this is a graphic novel. We've talked about it before. The artistry in this book. So I checked this book out from the library, and I checked out the paper copy, and I was just astonished by this book. And I went to Half Price Books, and just that one trip, I go to Half Price Books a lot to look for books. And this trip, they had 2 copies of Grimoire Noir up there, and I have not seen them up there since. But I snatched one, and I got the hardback copy because it's just simply amazing. So, Grimoire Noir, Vera Green Tea, right? Vera Green Tea. And let's see. Oh, okay, yeah, that's the next one. Prompt number 2, show us an unexpected find. Well, following it up with another graphic novel. Another hardback, The Handmaid's Tale graphic novel. And this one too as well, the artistry, full color, is just amazing. And I'll be honest with you, I haven't even read it yet, but this is a graphic novel adaptation to the original story. I believe it's the same author, Margaret Atwood. Unexpectedly found this one, and without hesitation purchased it. So also another awesome with that is an embossed indentation in full color on the top right there. So that was pretty cool. And it's, of course, it's a hardback, but it has the raised print. So that's very unexpected find. And I'm glad. No hesitation in that purchase. Either one of these purchases, those first two. Prompt number 3. You have a book that you enjoy that you bought new, but then you find a used book that has a better cover. Do you get rid of the original? Do you get the second one? Or do you keep both? That's a hard question for me. It would literally have to go with my mood. There's more things. I would not just instantly buy it, and I would not instantly pass it up. I would literally be standing at the shelves, debating, calculating, forming opinions, making excuses for purchasing it and for leaving it behind. That would be a very difficult situation for me. So I don't know how I would actually respond to that one. I would lean towards considering getting the better copy. I don't necessarily need 2 copies. So if I do purchase it, then I would get rid of the original and I would keep the better. But it has to be in pristine. If I'm going to replace a new copy for a used copy, the used copy is going to have to be in pristine shape. So that's what happened with these two. These are both used. Both used. Excellent purchase. Excellent. I'm so proud of these right there. So that's prompt number 3. Prompt number 4. Is there a book series that you have challenged yourself to collect purely from used bookstores or charity shops? And the answer is yes. Actually, this is something that I actually like to do for the channel. Now, we all know that I am already, it's called the collection series, right? I do videos about me trying to capture collections from used bookstores. Now, one of the main reasons why that is because I don't normally buy newly published books. If I find something and I find out that it's part of a large collection and I want that collection, 9 times out of 10, it's going to be out of print, usually. Starting with the very first collection series that we did, we all know that I've been doing the children's classics, the great classics for children's collection, right? So I've got, I think, 20 books. I don't have them all here. They're on my bookshelf back here. But yes, that's the first collection that we're working on. And I'm going to be moving towards my next collection, which is going to be, I'm sorry for turning my back to you, but it's going to be the Thomas Kidd series by Julian Stockton. Thomas Kidd is a sailor back during the British Wars. Britain was involved in some sea wars, some seafaring warfare, and they were stockpiling their crews, their ships, with average citizens. And Thomas Kidd went from being, I believe, a carpenter, to becoming a sailor. And there are, if I remember correctly, there are 26 books in this series, and I think I have 7 of them. And so I just started it. But one of the main reasons why is, it kind of goes into one of the other, for the cover. Each one of the books that I have these magnificent covers. And so I wanted to have the whole collection. So this is Julian Stockton's Thomas A. Kidd series. And these books are just magnificent covers. And the story, I've read part of the first book. Very interesting. So I'm a little nervous. I have enjoyed the beginning part of his writing. And I'm just hoping that the rest of the books keep up with the, look at these covers, right? Just beautiful. I hope it keeps up with the rest of the series. with the first book, with my introduction to it. So I will be collecting all of Thomas Kidd's storyline, and it's 20, 26, 27 books in full. So that's going to be a large series, as long as I still have 6 books left in the great classics for children. So yes, there is a book series. There's actually 2 book series so far, and that's not to say that there's not going to be another one in the future. I'm just currently working on these 2 right now. So very difficult with the great classics for children. I hit a stump. It's been very difficult finding the last 6 books. I got 6 books left to collect in this collection, and it's very difficult trying to find them. That company has been out of print. That whole collection has been out of print for many, 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 many years. So, prompt number 5 is show us a book. Show us books that you have bought purely for nostalgia reasons. Now, that's how I ended up with this first collection. So there's going to be several answers for this one. But the very first book for nostalgia. This is the book of my childhood. I had this book for a very, 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 very long time. And upon accessing some storage, some boxes, some of the stuff that I was able to save and keep, I found this book among it. And then I opened it up and found out that there was a long list, and it was part of a full series. So that's the first one. More books will fit into this category as well. Aesop's Fables. This is not the same collection, and the very first one that I had was a collection of discs. We had a children's turntable that had the plastic, not the vinyl, but the little plastic that still worked, but it was a kid's record player. And it had Aesop Fables on it, and it had sound effects, and it had a narrator talking about all the different reading all the stories or reciting all the stories. And so I got this, because I didn't realize that there were so many. But when I opened it up and found out that a lot of them are just really quick, I remember them being like full-blown, stories. But there's so many of them that I don't even recall remembering, that are just really quick, like a quick 1 minute, 2 minute read. So that was one. Then I've got not the condensed version, but the full version of Huck Finn by Mark Twain, and the full version of Tom Sawyer, Mark Twain. So these are the full. I do have the same stories in the children's collection, but the children's collection is a condensed version. These are the full stories. So I bought those specifically for nostalgic reasons. And I actually plan on getting quite a few more. Catcher in the Rye, Lord of the Flies. These are books from my childhood. So I plan on buying some more, but this was the ones that I just recently got these for that specific reason, the nostalgia. Prompt number 6. When you buy a used book, but you find out that there's a lot of scribbles in it, do you get annoyed? This is a multiple question prompt. To answer the first one, yes, I do. I don't like a lot of scribbles in my books. Also, do you feel when you open a book and there's a note saying something like, "Happy birthday, dear. I hope you enjoyed this book"? Do I get annoyed for that as well, too? Not always. I know that I buy a lot of used books, and I know that they had previous owners, and they will scribble sentimental notes in those. Those don't really bother me that much. I would prefer to have a pristine book, as pristine as possible, even used. But if I find one with a sentimental note in it, okay. I'm probably less likely to get rid of it because, I don't know, it's a bit of history now, right? some sentimental value that I might hold sentimental. But if it's, I don't buy books that are in bad shape. You guys had witnessed one of the collection series, the Alice Through the Looking Glass book from the Great Classics for Children collection. The book is slightly torn, and the main pages are not connected to the spine. So I'm in the process of getting that book repaired. And of course, it'll be in the video when I upload the video to talk about that series again. But I don't like books in shambles. I don't like maltreated books. I don't like books with a lot of scribbling and notes and dog ears. And I like my books to be as neat as possible. I can feel okay with some spine bending, but not a big fan of broken spines. Big difference, but yeah, no, it does bother me. I can get annoyed. But if I buy it, 9 times out of 10, well, I guess there's been a couple of times I've been buying online, right? Yeah, there's a couple of times I did that. That's how I got the Looking Glass book. Now, if I'd been in the store when I saw that, I wouldn't have bought it. Oh, and prompt number 7. When you enjoy a used book, do you keep it, exchange it for a nice pristine version, or give it back to the shop or used bookstore? 9 times out of 10, I'm going to keep it. I'm building my library up. So if the book was good and I enjoyed it, there might be a possible. I don't do a whole lot of rereading. And you'll be able to when I start up my, excuse me. When I start up my discussion topics, there's going to be the stages of book buying in that topic. There's basically 3 stages, and I'm in the second stage, and so I'm probably not going to be turning over books for quite some time. So I'll be stockpiling them. So if I've borrowed a book from the library and liked it, hint, hint, then I'll buy one of the books. But 9 times out of 10, I'll try to buy it hands-on so I can actually look at it, see it, and find one that's in good shape. So, yes. And that's it. That's all 7 prompts. I'm going to put a list of booktubers that I've tagged into the description box instead of blasting them all through the, I did not take a lot of time trying to pick them out. So I'm going to pick them out in a minute here, and then I'll just add them into the description down below. So thank you for joining me, and I hope you enjoyed this video today, and we'll see you soon.